You see someone amazing, your heart skips a beat, and suddenly you're knee-deep in daydreams of happily ever afters. But then reality hits. You fumble your words, trip over your own 2 feet, and suddenly that dream girl becomes, well, just another girl. Look, I get it. Connecting with someone you're crazy about can feel impossible. Fear of rejection, awkward silences, and the dreaded friend zone. It's enough to make even the smoothest talker sweat. But here's the thing. Attracting someone amazing isn't about mind games or cheesy tricks. It's about understanding what really makes a connection happen and how to build something genuine and lasting. So if you're tired of the dating app dance and ready to finally spark something real, stick around. Because in this video, we're not just talking about making someone fall in love. We're talking about building a foundation for something deeper, something that goes beyond butterflies and first kisses. Number 11. Challenger. When something's presented to us in the form of a challenge, we instinctively want to go out on top. There's this feeling of wanting to be the very best when we're told that we're a part of a challenge. It's only natural, and it's natural for her too. You see, the best way to keep a woman engaged long enough for her to want to know more about you and possibly develop affection for you is by challenging her. This could translate to you challenging her to know you better, or challenging her to do more. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and come off as callous or uninterested. Make sure you draw a line between playfully egging someone on and being disrespectful. Number 10. Be assertive. People these days assume that women want someone who levels out the playing field with them and keeps everything 50-50. You need to remember that while it's one thing to be respectful and kind toward women, it's a whole other thing to make them feel like they're doing the guy's job for them too. Let's face facts. Women like men who are assertive, know what they like, and aren't afraid to go for it. They want someone who demands their attention, not beg, but someone who just looks at them a certain way that has them swoon. Being assertive can be overdone in some cases. Some men think that the only way to be assertive is to be dismissive toward women. That won't get you anywhere. Number 9. Exude confidence. What's the difference between being confident and being cocky? There's a fine line between the two, and most men confuse one for the other. Women love someone confident about who they are. The problem is, everyone knows that, and they're all trying to prove that they're the most confident man in the room. This usually comes off as them being the loudest voice. As we all know, the loudest voice is nothing but exactly that, a loud voice. You need to exude confidence with your actions and not your words. This makes sense when you realize that the person who's sitting comfortably in a corner, not talking to anyone, is the one who's the most comfortable and confident about themselves. That's the sort of guy women fall for. Number 8. Be magnetic and captivating. Be charismatic. Some men believe that the only way to get a woman to fall for them is by trying too hard. And some are under the false assumption that you don't have to try at all. The guy they all go for, however, is the one who tries just enough to get their attention and lets their charisma do the rest. When you're charismatic and someone that women feel comfortable around, you'll double as being magnetic as well. This attracts everyone in the room and has women trying to get your attention all the more. You see, charisma isn't something that comes easily to most people. Everyone thinks that they have what it takes, but the truth is that you need to let it come naturally to you. You need to judge a situation and your surroundings before commenting. Assess what everyone else is doing and saying, and then format what comes out of your mouth based on that. It's a whole lot more difficult than everyone thinks, but the payoff is worth it. Number 7. People are attracted to positivity. When you like someone and want them to like you back, you'd want them to feel comfortable in your presence, right? Now, what's the one way you can guarantee that they feel comfortable and safe around you? It's easy. People are attracted to the energy that you give. In this case, if your energy is forthcoming and you're positive, everyone around you would want to be in your company. People are attracted to positivity, and that's something not a lot of people know about. They believe that the only way to attract someone is by giving off an image of being the best person to be around. Look, you can fake everything, but not the vibe you give off. Number 6. Be genuine. Most men believe that women are attracted to only certain types of men, and then they morph their personalities to become them. It's either that, where they lie over and over again about the sort of people that they are to seem like they're all the same things as the women they're attracted to. Think about it. How long can this charade last for? Women catch on quickly when they're being lied to, so don't even try. If anything, by pretending to be someone you're not, you're insulting her intelligence, and no one likes that. So the most straightforward and foolproof way to get someone to like you is to be genuine. Number 5. Don't reveal everything. Be mysterious. We just talked about being genuine and forthcoming, but that doesn't mean that you have to reveal everything on the first date. The best way to keep a woman engaged is by being mysterious. Offer answers when she asks the right questions, but always pique her interest and have her asking questions over and over again. This could double as a challenge for her, too. The only way she can understand you is if she asks more about you, develops a genuine interest in you, and chases after the feeling of wanting to know more. Of course, perfection follows soon afterward. Number 4. Be conscious of the mood. Maybe you already know that someone likes you, or you're pretty sure that they've developed somewhat of an interest in you. Then what? See, that's where everyone stops. Everyone just tells you about all the ways you could get a woman interested in you, but not how you'd be able to pursue that into something much more. The part where most men fail is that they either confuse the signs the woman's giving, or they act too soon. There has to be a better way of understanding when to strike and when to stay calm. It's a lot easier to sense than you think. It all depends on the mood. You see, you can't ever fake the vibe that you're giving off, and you can't maneuver a mood to change once it's already crept in. You could if you tried hard enough, but there's a 99% fail rate attached. Odds are that the mood, once established, lingers on for the rest of the night. So, circling back to when you should strike and when to hold back, you need to know what the mood is. The problem is, the mood doesn't showcase itself in clear font anywhere. You just have to base everything on the energy she's giving, the way you're presenting yourself, and everything else that comes in between. Number 3. Be well-dressed and well-groomed. Men these days have forgotten the power of being well-dressed and well-groomed. They've forgotten how big of a difference hygiene can make, and it shows. You know what they say, first impressions matter, right? And what could be a worse first impression than someone who's dressed all shabby and smells bad? People judge based on their initial reaction to you, and that's based on how you look. Now, knowing all that, do you think a woman would be more or less interested in knowing someone who appears to be well-groomed versus someone who isn't? People appreciate the effort even more when they believe that someone put in an effort specifically for them. Number 2. The power of touch. Never underestimate the power of touch, but never overestimate it either. There's a fine line between a high five that lingers on and someone calling the cops on you for touching them inappropriately. Unfortunately, most men can't tell the difference between what would be construed as a playful and romantic way to touch someone they're interested in and being creepy. Here's the difference: the tone for the night or that one conversation. Never assume that everyone's a hugger or that everyone's big on touch. Always assume that they aren't. Not only would you be respecting their personal space this way, but this also sets up a challenge for you. Your job is to get them to ease up throughout the night, for them to bring their shoulders down and feel comfortable around you. Always remember that the woman needs to be the first one to initiate the touch. Again, don't just assume that because she's laughing at all of your jokes and smiling, she's asking for you to make a move. Also, always work your way up. Start slow and ask her if she's comfortable with maybe a high five. Then slide your fingers across the table to touch hers. Hold her shoulder from the back, or maybe even place your hand on her back. You can do anything so long as she's comfortable, and the right touch does wonders. Number 1. Don't be just another guy. The best way to make sure that the woman goes back home from the day you two spent together and thinks about you, talks about you, and wants more is to make sure that you've set yourself apart from the crowd. This could be by your hygiene, how well you dressed, the energy you give off, your charisma, and a whole host of other things. At the end of the day, she's seen every other guy out there and grouped them into one category: men she's not interested in. Your job is to be interesting, and that comes with stepping away from the norm and being different than every other guy. These 11 tricks will surely set you apart. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more.